Hey everybody, David here from Aerial Influence. You know, we're usually talking about the coolest drone technology in the world on this channel, but today we are talking about electric bikes, specifically the PuckiPuppy Beagle. That's right, it's the PuckiPuppy Beagle. Now, apparently the owner and creator of this company was a huge dog fan, so there are other models of these bikes, like one is a Labrador, one is a Boxer, and then this one is the Beagle, and there are a couple of others. But they sent this to us for free based solely on the moderate size of our YouTube channel. So they sent it to us for free. They reached out to us and wanted us to review it. Now, they have no editorial control of this video. They're not going to see it before we release the video. So I'm just saying that up front. Was kind of cool that they contacted us. I'm a big tech guy, so I was like, sure, send it to us. Electric bikes, what could go wrong? I'm a novice here, haven't ridden a regular bike even for probably 20 years. So this will be an interesting test. Is this a good bike for a beginner? I can say that the pricing comes in really, really competitive. It's very low in terms of electric bikes. I've seen much more expensive bikes out there with very similar specs. So we are going to see if this bike actually lives up to the hype that it's kind of gotten on social media right now. Pricing is super competitive. It's $1,199 right now on the PuckiPuppy website. It's hard to say that name, but the PuckiPuppy website has it at $11.99. That is slashed down from $17.99. And let's talk a little bit about this bike. Basically, it is a fat tire bike. You get a great seat on it. It is very hefty. It looks beautiful. I have had a few days to sort of test it out. Very little time. I've just ridden it, you know, here and there just to try to get the feel for it so that I don't make a fool of myself when I make this video. But it's got a great LCD screen on it. It has front and back brakes on it. You've got a headlight, you've got a brake light, you've got this back little platform back here that you can put like a basket on it or a bag, or you can even put a seat on there so somebody else can ride with you. I wouldn't really recommend that probably. It goes up to 28 miles per hour, and they say you get a 60-mile range on it. I think that's probably going to be if you are really pedaling a lot. If you're just using the throttle on this, you're likely not going to get 60 miles on it. It's also about 60 pounds, so it's pretty heavy. So you got to make sure you can handle a bike this big. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of rides. I'm going to do one ride that is in like a residential neighborhood, and pretty smooth streets, you know, some bumpy trails. And then we're gonna go back and we're gonna ride in a field that I mowed a couple days ago just to do this test. Haven't mowed that field in over a year. Weeds were like 3 or 4 feet tall. So we're gonna see how it handles that. And again, I am a complete novice. Haven't ridden a bike until I got this a few days ago and tested it out. Haven't ridden a bike in like 20 years. So we're gonna see how somebody like me can handle it. And the question is this a good bike for a beginner? If you are just somebody looking to get into electric bikes, is this something that you would want to get? So let's get started on the first part of our ride here in a residential neighborhood in the middle of Illinois. I am in pedal assist 1 now. I'm going to pump that up because I got to go over a big hill here in a minute. Oops, that was the wrong thing. Pumping it up to 5. All right, here's that hill. Yes, easy. All right, we'll go through the parking lot here. I'm gonna shift it on down to pedal assist 3. I'm in gear 5 right now, so there is a little resistance on the pedal. You know, you're not just freely pedaling, but it's pretty cool right now. Now, this isn't like a perfect little sidewalk. There's lots of cracks and bumps along the way, but I'm not gonna go super fast, obviously. As I mentioned, this thing will go 28 miles an hour, but you gotta unlock it in the settings on the little monitor here. I'm not gonna do that because I'm a novice. I don't know what I'm doing really. I have ridden this the last few days a little bit, just so I didn't embarrass myself or hurt myself. But so far, so good. I need to repave all this, clearly. So I'm getting up right now, 13 miles an hour. I think it's gonna max out at 20. Got some other cracks here. And then if if I were pedaling, I could go faster than that if I wanted to. But you can unlock it so that you're going 30 miles an hour. But again, I'm not gonna do that. Don't pay any attention. There's a squeak in my brake, and I think that is something that could be easily fixed. I think it's just like too tightened down or something, and I need to adjust it a little bit. So don't pay any attention to that little squeak that you hear. It's good though. It's got front and back brakes. A lot of bikes only have back brakes. This one has both. Everything that I've heard is that you want to use your back brake first and use the front brake only when you also use the back brake. So you don't want to just use the front brake, because then you end up going over the front of the bike, which is not the way to do things. All right, so this is real bumpy here. Did a good job. No cars coming. There will be a point up here where I think I have to get on the road a little bit. Obviously, this is like a golf course community. And like I said, it's pretty empty right now because it's mostly stay-at-home parents or people that work from home because kids are all at school. And so it's kind of a free space where I'm not going to hurt anybody. This thing is a lot of fun. You got suspension on the front, not on the back, but the seat is super comfortable. This thing rides like a dream. I'm really not pedaling very much. I'm using the brakes a little bit. It's nice because you got lights on, light on the back, brake lights on the back, which is nice. And then on the front, you actually have a little spotlight. Maybe I'll show that to you guys in a little bit. I'll wait till it gets dark out and then maybe do a quick ride or something. This guy walking his dog is gonna think I'm weird. I'm talking to myself. All right. I will keep going for a little bit. Okay, I'm pedaling now. Pedal assist 3. I don't want to take the golf cart path. And I don't want to ride on the sidewalk. So, make sure no cars are coming. And I'll get on the road for a little bit. There we go, 20 miles an hour. That was with me pedaling on pedal assist 3. The little monitor is great. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it shows you how much power you got left. It shows you how far you've ridden. You can reset that if you want to. It tells you what pedal assist level you are and obviously the speed that you're going. They also give you this nice little like bundle of accessories. So you can get a side mirror, which I probably should have on here right now, but I don't. They give you a phone holder, they give you a cup holder. You also have a little shelf on the back, which is nice because you can strap a bag to it. You can do just about put anything back there that you want. I think they even make like seats for it. It's really windy. Catching a lot of wind, so I'm not sure how much you're hearing on the microphone here. But we'll keep going around a little bit. And I'll take you back. It's a hot day, so not a lot of people golfing right now, actually. It's midday, about 1 o'clock. So you're not really seeing much else. I'm just gonna turn around here at the golf course. You do not have turn signals, which you probably don't need on a bike. All right, so we're gonna turn back around. Head back. So this is a quick ride, obviously, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it's like riding this thing as a complete and total novice. Like, I'm nothing close to an expert on biking. As I said, I don't even ride a regular bike and haven't ridden one in years. But this is pretty cool and a lot of fun. And for the money, can't beat it. I've seen a lot of e-bikes out there that are actually a lot more expensive, and they have a lot of the same specs. You know, 28 miles an hour, you're gonna supposedly get 60 miles, but that I imagine is mostly pedaling, not just using pedal assist. But yeah, you're gonna get really good range on this thing. You know, it tells you how much battery is there, so you know when you gotta start charging up. And the nice thing is, if your battery dies, you can always pedal home still. Now the bike is heavy, it's 75 pounds, so you gotta know that going in. You gotta know that it's heavy, so, you know, I'm 6'3" and 200 pounds, so I can handle it. But if my 12-year-old who's 5'4" and 120 pounds, get on the golf path here so I don't get hit by any cars. It's actually not the golf path, it's just a trail. But yeah, I mean, 75 pounds is hefty, so, you know, you just gotta be ready for that. And they say the height on this thing, like what am I trying to say? The height of the person that rides this bike should be between 5'4" and 6'4", I believe. I'll correct it on screen if I'm wrong. It's either 6'4" or 6'6". I'm about 6'3", so I am an average rider for this kind of a bike. So it's good. Like I said, I'm gonna let my son try it, obviously with the helmet on and on the lowest levels. I'm not gonna let him go fast, but he is of the correct height according to the manufacturer, PuckiPuppy. So it's interesting, PuckiPuppy started by some people that really love dogs. So all of their bikes are named after dogs. So this one is the Beagle. They have a Boxer, they have a Labrador, and a couple of other ones. And they are all, like, for what you're getting, they are all very reasonably priced. And this thing, it's rock solid. I mean, it really is. Like, this doesn't make me nervous at all. I am not an adventure seeker. You're not going to see me jumping from an airplane anytime soon. My wife is even worried about me riding this. But it's as easy as pie. I mean, if you know how to ride a bike and you can understand the throttle and the pedal assist, and you are good as gold. You just got to be looking ahead of you and know where in the heck you're going. You know what's ahead, so that if you do have any big bumps, that you're not going to flip your bike. And like I said, please don't pay attention to that squeak on the brakes. I was messing with them, and I think I just over tightened them or something. So don't let that sway you in any way. But look, I'm a beginner. And for me, this is a great starter e-bike. I mean, it really is. And like I told you earlier, I understand that, you know, you may be suspect of that because PuckiPuppy actually gave this to us. But they did not insist on seeing the video before it was posted. They have no editorial control over it. If it sucked, I would have said, oh man, this thing sucks. But it doesn't. It's a really cool bike. Now, I say that I don't have a lot to compare it by because I've never ridden an e-bike. But if other e-bikes are like this might be something that I'm going to be into for a while. So we'll wrap up here. I'm almost back home. Okay, we're going to go through the fire station again. Now, if I haven't mentioned anything about it, you want to wear a helmet because you are going pretty fast, especially if you unlock it to go up to that 28 miles an hour. Because if you pedal, you go up to 30. And here's a test on the brakes here. I'm going down this big hill. Obviously, no pedal assist there. All right. And I am right back home. Pretty sweet. Alrighty, so now we've gone through some smooth riding on concrete and on trails. Now I'm going to try it in sort of a more a rougher place. The other day I went out. There's a field out there. It's got like 3 or 4 foot high weeds. They haven't been mowed in a long time, so I mowed a big path through there. This is going to be a bumpy ride probably, but it'll be a good test for it. So let's see, and we'll see if my drone crashes too. They got it doing active track right now. All right, I am in pedal assist 1, gear 5. So when I pedal, it does a pretty good job. I don't know if that drone is still following me or not, but it doesn't matter. I'm trying to show you what this bike can do in pretty rough terrain. Oh, it's still there. All right, so like I said, I mowed this yesterday, just preparing for this. And you can see there's a lot of, this is not necessarily like mountain biking, obviously, but it's definitely rougher terrain. The fat wheel tires are gonna help. Hopefully nothing pops them. It's in here, and obviously I'm not gonna go very fast. Because I don't know what's around the bend. So like I said, I'm a novice at riding bikes in general. Haven't ridden a regular bike in a lot of years. I've had a little bit of practice with this one over the last few days. But if I can handle rough terrain like this, most people are going to be able to do it. So far, it's a piece of cake. It's not much fun riding on bumpy ground like this, but at least you know you can do it if you have to go off the trail. So far, I've had no problems, like feeling unbalanced or like I'm gonna crash or anything like that. It's doing a nice job. And you know, truthfully, I'm mostly using throttle right now. I'm not really pedaling much, which If you use the pedal, obviously you're gonna save some of your battery. Bump there. All right, I'm almost through. All right. Like I said, it wasn't a very long pass, but it was enough to kind of show you what it can do. All right. And we made it. We made it, everyone. All right. So we'll go back. We figured out that that all works really well. And, you know, me being a beginner, very impressed at how easy this thing is and how much fun it is. Don't run into that tree, drone. Also, DJI Mini 4 Pro is a hell of a drone. It just followed me by itself. It dodged trees. Did a great job. Good stuff, people. Good stuff. So those were our rides on the PuckiPuppy Beagle. Again, yes, they sent this bike to us. We didn't ask for it. They reached out to us, said, can we send you this bike for review? They have no say in the editorial content of this. If I thought it was horrible, I will tell you that I thought it was horrible, but I was super impressed. And I've seen tons of bikes that have much higher prices to them. And this one is coming in at like $11.99. So you got to pay attention to it, but I hope you watch the video. I hope you gain something from it. Mainly, you got to wear a helmet because, you know, these things go pretty fast. 28 miles an hour, that's pretty quick, and you got to be careful. So anyway, we appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate you watching our videos. Tune back in here for more drone videos because that's what we primarily do is we talk about drones for public safety, for police departments, fire departments, construction, all sorts of different industries. That's what we usually talk about. But today we talked about e-bikes, and this one I think is pretty great. So check it out.